Okay.
Huh. All right.
They play already?
Yeah, they went back out, I guess. They had come off. Oh, he's got some. Looks like they've just gone back out. He's got some major adjustments to do.
Well, we're also going to lose our number one seeds when they get to the finals if they don't start playing soon.
True. Very true.
I assume they're going to make their flight one way or the other.
Well, they're at the other side.
Right, but if half the draw gets delayed,
Yeah,
it's not going to help them, even if they're playing.
yeah.
I wonder what their drop-in date is.
Yep. Yep. All right. Thanks, Jim. All right. All right. Thank you. All right.
Great, Mark. You're great. You're not good. Stop that.
He's gone. He's going to run to the store now.
Oh my God.
It's exciting, isn't it?
It is exciting. Every week, every morning we get up to do this, you have no idea what's going to go wrong.
You know
Right.
what's
No,
great?
it's yeah.
You know what's really great is we're going to have like 4 weeks in a row of this. We're not going to have like 2 or 3 weeks to recover.
I especially like learning new words like hamachi.
Yeah.
That was exciting yesterday. Open your hamachi, Lauren.
How can we have been doing this all this time and I never heard that word before? Now I've heard it 500 times in the last 2
Because you
days.
downloaded and didn't tell you. It was on your computer.
That
Oh.
was that was when we originally did that go around. Remember when he came in and we went through it all?
Yeah.
Everybody got kicked in. They did.
I'm going to start the opening. We are getting ready to start the match. I have Sydney Barons and Flo.
Love 15. Foot vault. Love 30. Love 40. Fifteen 40. Foot vault. Game. That was a foot vault. Right.
All right, welcome to the APTA Grand Prix Tour, the Midwesterns, presented by the APTA national sponsors, Viking,
15 all.
Fusion, Upswing Health, and My Paddle, and local sponsor Rotorua. We are live at the High Park Golf and Country Club on the APTA network, presented by eNet Live. I'm Jerry Viant, along with Lauren Mandel. We're bringing you the round of 16 between the local Cincinnati team, which is closest to us here with their back to us, Marie Matura and Mary Zimmerman. And they are playing the number 2 seeds down the far end, Allison Morgan and Charlotte Sikora. So we had a little bit of a weather issue there. They had a huge rainstorm come through and play actually stopped. The players came off the court. So
30-15.
we're picking up this match, and we'll wait for the umpire to give us the score. We think it's early in the first set, but we're not really sure.
Yep, we have Maturka serving. Our partner Mary Zimmerman. They're both Cincinnati natives. Morgan's volley was out.
40-15.
Yeah, so it's fun to, Lauren, to be streaming a local team. The word on the street is a lot of tennis talent here. We haven't seen these women play before. Obviously, Morgan Sikora played the tour.
And Jerry, it's very interesting to have a lefty on the court. Not many women lefties.
40-30.
Yeah, that's Mary Zimmerman. She's a great athlete. She lettered in 4 sports at Cornell: basketball, soccer, track, and men's tennis. She played on the men's team there.
Football. Deuce.
So that lefty-righty combination is dangerous, and also the lefty overhead. If she's got some, slice on her overhead on a wet court, it'll be interesting.
That's good.
And for Morgan and Sikora, it's tough to play an unknown team for their first match. They don't know what they're looking at. I don't think they've played them before either. And obviously, look at the hands there on Zimmerman. So this is a kind of good morning wake-up match for them. Maturka, who's in the ad side here in the screen, she's been playing for about 4 years. Plays on the men's league in Cincinnati. Oh, you can see some obvious
Deuce.
great hands, good racket skills. She hasn't really played that much, Lauren. She's the first couple of years, but this year, due to COVID, she's been able to spend a little bit more time on the court because she's not traveling on her job. And plays with Heather Prop, who is the director at the High Park Club, which is where we're at here. And
Game.
Heather Prop's also the tournament director for this event.
Yeah, she's had her hands full. There's a lot
Games
to
are
deal
1-all.
with. So it's 1-all. A lot to deal with between COVID and the weather, and it's not easy to be a tournament director. It's never easy, but it's really not easy these days.
Yeah, we'll just mention this is a 24-team draw. So, due to the restrictions, we're going to be playing this tournament in one day. Social distancing.
Love 15.
Following all the protocols.
Okay, yep, perfect.
So that's Allison Morgan serving. And it's actually nice to see these guys playing. They played the first tournament of the Grand Prix in Darien and then we have not been able to play together since then. Alison Morgan has found actually quite a bit of success.
Yeah. She won the Indianapolis Grand Prix, and she got to the finals of Chicago Charities with Chelsea Mittal in Chicago, with Alice
15 all.
in Indianapolis.
And we might just note that was her win with Alice was a pickup team. They hadn't ever played together, and just worked their way through the draw. Alice is playing in this event with Denise
30,
Murphy
15.
from Chicago, so she's down the bottom end of the draw. I don't know if you had a chance to look at it, but we've got Cooper Mollenveld are the number 1 seeds, Morgan Sikora the number 2 seeds, Gio Williamson number 3,
40, 15.
Caravaggio and Prop are the 4th seed. So we'll see who holds up and comes through, and we'll be showing quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals today, and tomorrow we'll show the men's draw. Oh, nice lefty forehand down the line, Lauren.
Okay, that's good. And then just rotate it ever so slightly counterclockwise. Yep.
Nice move.
Sneaky little blitz
Yeah.
move by
Game.
Charlotte Sikora. So
All right, got you.
so that's 2-1.
Yeah, that's a big play. Sikora likes that kind of sneaky blitz, and when she's doing it well, it's tough to win the point against her.
There's a 2-minute break between games for the TV.
Oh, we need to get
I guess
somebody
they have
out
bills
there.
to pay too, huh?
We need to get somebody out there that says, hey, we just need a 2-minute break between
In
sets.
sets.
Those guys are going to get cold.
Yeah.
Games are 1-2.
Oh, that was an
She got
interesting
that
little
one.
spin.
she whiffed one right when we came on the air, but I'm glad to see she's not afraid to try it again.
Okay, that's Sikora. Now look at the different combinations of overheads. Oh,
Wow, she paid for that one.
15 low.
And I thought a good one. She hit
Yeah.
right at Maturka. She made her get out of the way and chase it, but oh, and there's an underhand serve. Boy, we're seeing a little bit of everything, Jerry.
yeah.
15 all.
Well, that's what the word on the street was, that this would be a fun match to showcase. A lot of racket skills, a lot of different shots.
30, 15.
You know, and that's a tough serve to return for Alison Morgan, who likes to hit down on the ball. That underhand doesn't
Yes.
sit up.
Right, that's
40,
good
15.
point. So you can see that ball doesn't come up higher than the net, so it forces the receiver to have to hit up first. And it really negates that big returner serve coming down at the feet of the server that's trying to get into net. Turka's got to be careful on that overhead, that down up
40, 30.
short overhead to Sikora, because she is going to pounce like you saw. She's going to bring that ball down quickly. Oh, Turka's staying back. Good adjustment.
Yeah, Maturka
Game.
Zimmerman got away with one there a little bit. Morgan should have made that volley.
Games are 2 all.
2-0. Charlotte Sikora serving. Charlotte's the director of racket sports at the Radley Run Country Club in PA. And Allison's rackets professional at the Birchwood Club in Illinois. Oh, it's a nice roller by Allison. Deep to the
Right on the
baseline.
baseline.
Yeah, they're not giving Maturka anything to attack. And like smart shot selection on their overheads, you know, when you're playing against a team that you don't really
15
know
love.
where their strengths and weaknesses are, they're doing basic 101 paddle overhead placement, keeping it deep, mainly going into that ad side. They're going to determine where the strength is and keep it away from them.
30 love.
Wait,
Well
she's really
placed.
putting her
40
overheads
love.
on a dime.
Well, they're testing the screens of Mary Zimmerman. Nice little flick lob. Wow.
A lot of
40-15.
scrambling there.
Now they're working Maturka's side over.
Game.
I mean, it's good.
Games are
Good
2-3.
first round match for the number 2 seeds, Lauren.
Yeah. I mean, this is they
Between
have
sets,
come
sorry.
to play here.
Okay,
And
thanks, Jay.
I really like the way they're hitting their combinations of overheads. It's
2,
making it hard for
3.
Zimmerman and Maturka to themselves here.
Right. I mean, we haven't been able to see so far who's got the big forehand off the
Yeah.
deck. So they're really isolating that. And Alison Morgan, I mean, she's such an excellent mover. She's a great closer. She loves to get into the net. And she's really calm. Cool under pressure. You can't really tell the score from her body language ever.
Love 15.
And there's
Oh,
that
that's
return
that.
of serve, Lauren, that you were talking about, right? The ball's up high. She was able to hit down on it straight to Zimmerman.
Maturka's got a nice little jump serve, but it may not be the best serve against these guys because, like we said, like most returners, they like the ball to sit up.
15
However,
all.
if you stroke like Morgan, you really need the ball to sit up so you can hit down on it.
Sorry. Love 30. I beg your pardon.
Good
Love
spot.
40.
Oof.
40-15.
So that's 40-15. Maturka Zimmerman serving. Oh, good serve, Lauren.
She has a good serve.
Yeah.
Game.
Sakura liked the little extra pace there, though.
Is that the right game score?
15
Is it
love.
3-all? I didn't hear the umpire call it.
He didn't. I think it's 4-2.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's
15 all.
You see Sakura's now hitting that overhead deeper in the middle of the court.
30-15.
Trying to see who is going to swing at it.
Yeah, Zimmerman, there was no pace on that overhead, and she just kind of flubbed it without the pace. Good return.
30 all.
Oof. That's a tough shot to hit from back there. That roller, Sakura was 2 feet
30-40.
behind the service line.
Game. Ladies, I'm sorry. I think I lost track of the game score. Is it 3-4? Thank you. 2-2. 14-1.
When you're calling the score,
Yes.
will you please say like Morgan, Sakura, 3-2 or whatever it is after each set?
Each game?
All right.
Sure.
Mary Zimmerman serving. Lefty, here's an underhand serve again. We're seeing more and more of that in the game, Lauren.
15 love.
I like it here. I think it's a really good play. You know, you also have to think about who you're playing against and what kind of serves they like. And
15 all.
this team definitely would prefer to be able to hit down on the ball. That being that they will adjust, as you're seeing in this game.
15-30. $15.40. I have you getting the first point. Thank you very much. That's game. Yes, new ball.
All right, so they are going to, the players are going to switch after 7 games.
Well, that's my. Yeah. That's kind of my job. I'll do better. Games are 5-3. Morgan, Sakura.
Okay. So Sakura serving for the first set.
Love 15.
That's what I wanted
Yeah.
to see, that big forehand. Apparently, she has the ability to, really hit that big, flat, heavy forehand, but she can also add a lot of top spin and get that ball to dip, change the pace. Oh, wow.
Wow, somehow one of them managed to hit that.
Right.
15 all.
Yeah, she had the setup there, Maturka.
You see one of those lefty right issues that you have to work out
Football.
is that both of your four in the middle.
Yeah. And
15-30.
smart heads-up play by Morgan Sakura. They saw the opening and then just volleyed the ball back behind Zimmerman because they had both players had to come out of the corner. Nice lob right on the line.
Sometimes the blitz works without you having to
30
hit
all.
anything. That time Maturka took her eye off the ball when she saw Morgan coming in and she missed the volley.
Yeah, Morgan's constantly looking to move forward.
$40-30.
Again, sometimes it's not the big slash overheads, but it's that off-pace change of speed that gets the error.
I think that's been the most effective overhead so far this match for Morgan Sakura. The
Deuce.
off-speed little slider.
Zimmerman's doing a nice job with those lobs. She's hit a couple out of that deuce side that's got Sakura to have to hit a backhand overhead.
That
was a great roller. Stayed so low. Jerry, I think Sakura does a really good job of closing for her first volley. She gets in so close before the ball drops below the net.
Yeah. Yeah, so tough to volley up. Again, see that return lob out of that corner. I mean, Sakura handles it well, but it is not an easy shot. Zimmerman really places that lob return. Nice and deep again. She hits that baseline with the lob out of that corner.
Out.
That's the downside of working the deuce side. Got to make sure your net positioning is solid.
Another excellent first volley.
Again, combination of the roller overhead from Sakura and then the waterfall overhead.
Yeah, they're making Maturka uncomfortable on the ad side, and that's really what you want to do. You don't want to let your opponent get comfortable.
Yep, it's so important to identify where you're going to hit those overheads, those neutral overheads, which if the team is lobbing, well, it's going to be like 80% of the balls that you hit have to be to keep your team out of trouble. She's lucky with the right chord there. And just be willing to wait until you get a short lob where you can really go after the attack. You don't want to panic and try to hit the ball too hard and too fast when you're pulled back out of the service box. And Morgan Sakura are doing a really good job. They know where they are on the court when they're hitting these overheads. And you see like they're Sakura was deep, and so she's pushing the ball. She's letting that ball drop down. Same with Morgan, letting the ball drop to their paddle. Keeping that ball deep, waiting to see who's going to take it. Smart lob by Maturka. Good point, Lauren.
Yeah, yeah. Another just terrific lob by Maturka and Zimmerman.
And Maturka's looking right into the sun in that corner when she's
Yeah.
playing the balls off the screen. And whoa. Sakura had the opportunity. She
Maturka.
had Maturka out of the service box. She hit the hard overhead down into the service box, hard into the screen, and Sakura just missed it in the net.
And of all the things Sakura does well,
Games are
which
5-4.
is many, sometimes she
Morgan, Sakura.
goes for a shot that isn't there. And that was an example.
Yeah, well, Maturka, Zimmerman have nothing to lose. There's no pressure on them. I'm sure they're just loving being on the court with the number 2 seeds. Definitely have the tennis experience. They're not new to competing. Nice spot by Morgan.
Love 15.
Little reaching error.
$15
Sakura could have gone right at Maturka there, rather than trying to hit it away from her. Maturka actually had her paddle up away from her body.
Wait, that was kind of a... I'd like to see that again.
It's that heavy forehand off the deck by Sakura.
Yeah, she hits the ball great off both sides.
Yeah, and you can see Zimmerman wants to take that forehand volley
30-15.
in the middle. She's looking to cut that ball off. Nice move by Sakura. Maturka's got to let Zimmerman know that that play is happening. Your eyes have to be forward. Let your partner know that the blitz is coming.
Smart shot by Morgan. She surprised
40,
Zimmerman,
30.
wasn't looking for that down the line.
Nice deep lob. Turka needs more little steps. You need to get back behind that ball.
First set to Morgan and Sakura. 6-4.
Well, that was a good first set.
Yep.
For Maturka and Zimmerman. They definitely have lived up to the stories that I've been told and what I've heard about their play. Very, very talented, and to take the second seeds, you know, that close
Sorry,
in the first set.
it's at 2 minutes between sets.
I think, and it's a great first match,
Yeah.
Come on, Sunshine.
you know, for Morgan Sikora, right? We get to hit a lot of balls.
I'm set. I take one more. Yep. Nope. E6.
It's nice to see Matur serve. From what I've seen, she is one of the better serves in women's paddle.
Yes. I just want to give a shout out there. That was, I believe, our head of umpire coordinating out there, Jay Goman, tossing the ball up to the umpire. I don't know who the umpire is for this match, otherwise I would give him a shout out too. But I gotta say, you know, the Midwesterns, they have such a strong group of volunteers, Lauren, that help the directors Mark Keeby and Heather Prop pull this off. I mean, in normal years they also have like a men's 90, and you know, it's a 64-32 draw, but due to COVID, it's a 24 draw for the women and a 16 draw for the men, and we are going. First point of the second set.
15 love.
I would expect Morgan Sikora their shoulders to go down a little bit now and be a little bit more relaxed. They've seen what Maturka and Zimmerman can hit, what to avoid.
And that first set in a tournament, when you know, I'm sure they knew that this was going to not be an easy match, and it's nice to get that first set under your belt. Like you said, you can relax a little bit, but not too much.
Exactly, not too much, because you know they're still going to be coming at you. Maturka and Zimmerman are going to just give it everything they have. And you know, the element of surprise that they bring, Morgan Sikora
scores 15
have to
all.
stay focused. I don't want to let them get in. I mean, the last three games of that first set, Maturka really started to hit a little bit more.
I mean, that's what we were saying, right? Morgan Sikora did such a good job of not letting her hit. They varied their overheads, and they took the pace off, and they gave her opportunities.
And again, Sikora is out of the service box,
15,
so that's
30.
where she's really got to place the ball, know where she wants to hit it. She is also looking directly into the sun, so even if that ball had gone over the net, it would have landed short. Maturka will pounce on it.
$15.40.
That's the beauty of that hard overhead right at the person. Once you go back to look for it, it's too late to run forward and get it.
Yeah. Yep, you have to change direction.
You just have to go forward right away, and it's not instinctual for most people.
I'd say the only thing I haven't really seen on Maturka's overhead is a lot of spin. But she's still making that transition from
Deuce.
tennis to paddle overhead, where you want to let that ball drop down lower so you can hit across the back of the ball. But, you know, give her a little bit more court time. Very, very impressive. She played college tennis for Coastal Carolina University in South Carolina. See how she reaches up at that point. She just needs to take a few more steps back, let that ball drop.
Add in. Add out. Sorry. Add out.
Morgan electing to stay back there. Didn't
Game.
work out for her.
Yeah, she rushed those 2 shots off the screen. You know, normally we're used to seeing
Game, Zimmerman,
Morgan
Maturka.
really generate some sneaky little plays off the back screen. I love how she holds the ball. Those last 2, she kind of rushed it. All right, so if you are just joining us, Morgan and Sakura got the first set 6-4.
Score is 1-0. Zimmerman, Maturka.
Yep, Maturka Zimmerman just broke, so they're up in the second set. Well, there's always a little guest appearance there, Lauren. Yeah, they gotta be again. Morgan is just rushing that
15 love.
play off the back screen. Looks like she's trying to get rid of it.
$15 all. $30-15.
Couple of updates on the other courts. We've got
30
Caravaggio
all.
and Prop won the first set 6-love, and they are up 3-love against Hoover and Timmons. It's our number 4 seeds, and as I said before, Heather Prop is not only the tournament director here, but she is the director of racket sports at our host club. Hyde Park Golf and Country Club. Have a beautiful hut, which was just completed a couple of years ago. And I think, like most clubs all around the country, paddle is just booming.
It's a well-played point.
30-40. Game.
So, Lauren, you
Game
can
to
see it's
Morgan,
pretty sunny.
Sakura. Games
It
are
is,
1-all.
considering it was a torrential downpour.
Yeah,
an
no,
hour
they
ago.
actually came off the court early, and you know, we had to hold off starting streaming because they had to cover the cameras that it was so torrential. But now it's turned out to a beautiful day, and I believe it's going to go up to 46. So there'll be some
Practically
lively paddle.
suit weather.
There's a nice play by Morgan,
Yeah.
though. She missed the blitz, but she's kind of like just pushed that ball
Love
into
15.
the opening, set the play up.
If you're just tuning in, our scoreboard doesn't seem to be working, but Morgan Sikora won the first set. It's 1-all.
You can hear Alison Morgan calling every ball.
15-all.
No, they don't want any hesitation. They really want to stay, on track here.
$30-15.
I would say, if I were playing Zimmerman, the two overheads I would use the most are the really hard roller right at her and the one with absolutely no pace. Those are the two she seems to have the most trouble.
Yeah, they've also been placing more balls down the middle to pull her out of the corner and then go backside. So you can see the combination
40-15.
of overhead. So this is a well-seasoned team here, Morgan Sikora, and they know where their combination of overheads are going to go. They're not just happy to hit. They've got a purpose now. Now that they've dialed in and identified,
40-30.
can see and know what their opponents can do. You can see they're establishing a pattern of placement of their overheads. So one way that Zimmerman can negate that is to lob deep down the line like that, force the play, make it harder for them to get it behind her into her screens. Zimmerman does a good job. I mean, most of her lobs are
Game.
keeping them out of the service box.
Morgan Sikora. Morgan Sikora lead the second set. 2-1. Morgan Sikora won the first set 6-4.
We'll try and get some more scores from the other matches.
That's a change of balls. Well, I'm just doing what I'm told. Well,
What's the rule on that, Lauren? Is it
All the
7
have to
games?
change. Yeah, but
Yeah, but do they have to, or is it if the players request it? I don't know.
I think they're supposed to unless they all agree not to. But that could be wrong.
love 15. Love 30.
Okay, so Zimmerman and Maturka have done a very good job of playing this match relatively evenly. They had to bear down.
Love 40.
This is the first dip.
Yeah, it could get away really, as we know in paddle. The water can circle the drain quickly, Jerry.
Thank you, Lauren.
You're welcome.
Mark Fischel should be on. He loves it when I say that. Yeah, 3 quick points against a top team. And that's the play that Morgan loves, is that high ball off the
That's
back
game.
screen. You see how she really took her time with her placement on that and wasn't trying to force it.
Morgan Sikora lead 3-1. Love 15. Fifteen all. Thirty 15.
How do I bring this up? How do I bring it up to...
That's an
30
unusual
all.
volley error for Morgan. He decided to go across the court instead of down the middle.
30 all. $30-40.
Love that forehand.
Mm.
Zimmerman holds the ball well too. Turker's always looking to move forward. Love the energy. Morgan looks to be relaxing a little more, Lauren. Feet are going. She takes lots of little adjustment steps on her overhead. She's a good one to watch if you're, looking to focus on movement. She's got tiny little quick steps, so she really, she covers the court well, but when she makes contact with the ball, she's balanced.
Yes.
I wonder if they did their... Morgan Sikora are known for their physical fitness, but also their pre-match routine. I used to love when we were commentating actually at the site. They would go out and they would do this whole warm-up routine of stretching and walking through the parking lot, and I would jump in whenever I could.
Didn't you videotape that, Jerry?
Actually, you did.
Oh,
we should load it up. You took it of us. In
clearly,
Chicago.
I don't know what I did with it because I don't remember taking it.
Right, it was in
You're
Chicago,
right, I did.
in that parking lot. They really have a very specific routine, which of
Score is
course I
deuce.
love to see in their preparation for every single match. It's body, mind, spirit. So I'm sure they were out there in the parking lot. Just long. Too bad.
Head in.
That's a tough shot. Flick lob. Running down the short ball. Ball's below the level of the net, but she just missed it.
Game.
Caught the nick. All right, 4-1. Morgan Sikora looking very comfortable.
Game to Morgan Sikora. They lead the
Okay,
second
Jerry,
set.
so what would you, if you were
4
coaching
1.
Maturka and Zimmerman, what would you tell them here?
I would
They won
say
the first set 6-4.
they had that little mental dip, that one game where they lost Zimmerman's serve, I think it was. I would say they've got to stay in longer in the points. Just keep going. They had the energy flowing. They were digging in, especially those last 3 games in the first set. So it was long points, but staying with an offensive mindset, and that's the trick. Is being consistent without just playing keep alive. So I think you're seeing a lot more shot variety now that Morgan and Sikora,
Well, 15.
have settled down. And I think it's, unnerved. It's unnerved them a little bit. They're not sure what they're looking at now. They're getting different shots, but just, you know, try to be a little more consistent.
Love 30. $15.
I know.
15,
Morgan,
30.
I feel her pain.
Yes. She's missed a few of
just-
those, and that's her big, you know, that's for her, taking that
Yeah,
ball
she
off the
just
screen.
she just keeps rushing it. She's just swinging too fast.
Oh my gosh.
What was the call? I was shielded. I could not see it. The ball. The ball is. The call. No replays. The ball. Sorry. Are you calling the ball in or out? The ball is
Yeah.
in. 30
Charlotte
all.
Sikора's just having a little fun
Yeah.
with that call when it ran across the net and dropped in. And the umpire the umpire is up there
30,
to
40.
keep score. He is not making the call, so he will make the decision if he's asked to overrule. But it's the player's responsibility to call their own line. So Morgan and Sikora were just having a little bit of fun with Marie and Mary on board.
Game to Morgan Sikora. They lead the second set 5-1.
All right, we just see the more comfortable Morgan Sikora once they got through that first set. They just have taken
15
over,
love.
and Maturka and Zimmerman, they did a good job, and they're going to learn a lot from this match.
15 all.
I just think Morgan and Sikora have too many weapons for the other team. Well,
15
those
30.
big rollers, and Sikora's got the drives, and Morgan got the blitzing, and they just have a lot to contend with.
Smart shot by Maturka, and speed too. See how she calibrated, didn't try to overhit that. So those little adjustment steps on the overhead by Alison Morgan.
30 all.
I'll tell you, Zimmerman's gonna have night about that roller.
And she's fast. She just maybe hasn't seen a
It's just
lot
that
of it, so
she's
to take off earlier.
To take off earlier, that's exactly right.
But it's hard to do because you take off too soon,
Yeah.
you're going to get nailed.
Yep, it's a very hard. I mean, the best example of that I can think of is years ago when Roxy Anika started playing. She would hit that roller against Cynthia, and she would just kill her with it. And she would hit her. Dardis couldn't catch up to it, and Dardis worked on that, and it became something she was very good at. So you have to see it first, right?
Right. Yeah,
40,
Roxy
30.
Anika and Gabby Nicolescu both
40-30.
have that big roller.
Game.
Well, there it is. Game, set, match. Morgan Sikora,
Set.
6-4,
You're welcome. Set to Morgan
6-1.
Sikora.
And really
6-1.
fun, Lauren, to see the
They
new
win the
team
match.
Yeah.
of
2 sets to love.
Maturka and Zimmerman playing their local team out of Cincinnati. I mean, they don't normally travel to many of the Grand Prix tournaments, so this is actually the first time that we've seen them play, and it was fun to showcase such a talented team. I mean, they could do everything. It's really just a matter of seeing more matches at this level, and they would be a definite threat in the top teams.
Yep.
And,
Nice to see them.
Yeah. And Morgan and Sakura, you see, they just, settled down. They should be very happy to have that match behind them and feel like they've gotten a good practice because they don't live in the same area.
I got to unbuckle here.
Morgan is from Chicago and Sakura is from Pennsylvania, so they don't get that much time to practice together besides just playing the tournament. And of course, with COVID and the restrictions, they have not been able to play and travel as much as they normally would in previous seasons.
They do look very comfortable on the court together, though.
Yeah, I mean, last year, right, that was their first real season playing together, and we watched them just get better and better and better. They're both students of the game.
How you doing,
All right, so we're gonna take a quick break. All the matches, the first round matches, are done in this not first round, in this first round that we're streaming, round of 16, and the quarterfinals were scheduled to come back on at 11:30. So we're gonna take a break, and we'll be back at 11. We'll be back at 11 for the women's quarterfinals. Lauren, fun doing the match with you as always.
A pleasure as always. Thank you, Jerry.
The new athletes come up with new ways and new strategies to try and play the sport. It used to be played in a very traditional type of style, but now there are about 6 or 7 different service styles, many different ways you can attack or play a point, and it's just an exciting new territory that the sport has gone into.
I'm Florentina Hanisch, and this is my paddle.